Good morning, everybody. Out here on the lake this morning, on Beaver Lake, just fishing a little while this morning. The pups were jonesing for a trip. You know, it'd been a couple of days since I went, so I was kind of jonesing for a trip too. But this morning, it's about 57 degrees this morning. It's only going to get to about 70 today, or 67, I think, for a high. So it's going to be an amazing day out today. But I've been catching some fish on a Gilmore jumper this morning, and I'm trying to work on some videos around that. But I come across what is probably one of my favorite fall areas as we go into the next few months. And it's these, as you can see right here, I've got a little old, it's not a very deep nook. It's just kind of a little cove off the main lake. And what happens is these coves, as you can see in there, look at all the wood and logs that are laying in there. And then you have some of this scattered kind of shelfy looking rock on the edges sometimes. But these are real flat in the back, and they have all this cover that has washed in over the years. So logs, limbs, you know, from all the high waters, you can see up on the bank, they're everywhere. Well, those keep coming right on out here. There's just big logs. You can't already see for the glare. Oh, right there, see that big one right there? So you have these big logs laying under the water, and these bass absolutely love these kind of places in the fall. It's one of my favorite places going into October, November. And what happens is, it's like last night, it got really cool. And the cool air comes down out of these hollows, and this is the first place it touches. And these are, the cool air hits here, but as it moves out in the lake, it kind of, you know, it's warmer again as it mixes with the warm water over the lake. But right in the backs of these pockets, I believe it cools that water down. That's where this really cool air coming out of these hollows first touches the water. And I believe these are the areas that begin to cool the quickest. And what happens is they'll be cool in the mornings over everywhere else. And these bass absolutely love it. It is an absolute great play. And every lake has hundreds of these little pockets like this, and every one of them will have bass in them. And you can get in there with a top water. Like this morning, I've been throwing that jumper, buzz bait, a plopper, a czar spook, pop, or any kind of good top water is going to work in these. Another one of my absolute is a spinnerbait. And you know me, I'm going to throw a spinnerbait anywhere, but taking a, depending on your watercolor, whatever color spinnerbait you need, whether it's white and chartreuse, mouse, whatever on the day, and come in here and fish all this wood cover, these little rocky transition things, you will catch a lot of bass. They really get piled up in these spots. And the great part is you can just go into this one, right around the corners there's another one, right around the corner there's another one, and just keep working through them all day long and have a fantastic day of fishing. It's something I've used in tournaments, a strategy to fishing these. There's also so much cover that the bass don't leave them during the day. So as the sun shadows change, some of these pockets may get sun on them as the morning happens, but later in the day, they may end up having shadows late in the midday as the afternoon comes. So you're constantly can be moving around the lake looking for these that are shaded, and then they have all this cover. There's always tons of brim, and shad will move into these, and I'm going to assume with the rock and everything, there's always crawfish. So there's plenty of food. It's just one of those prime places that fish really start to move into this time of year. I've already caught 2 or 3 this morning out of them, and I thought I'd share it with you. I hope that'll help you catch some fish. And that sun's coming up. I probably ought to go try to catch me another one. So hope that helps you. Talk to you later.